hot coffee?
I don't mind if I do, but first, thawing out some raw beef liver. We've accidentally skipped it the last 2 days. Did you notice?
I think just yesterday.
Oh,
2 days, yeah.
Saturdays are busy. We don't get that beef liver in. It's nature's multivitamin. If it resonates with you, look it up. We swear by it. We had the capsules before, and I can't really say that I noticed the difference like I notice now. How about you?
I didn't notice anything when I was taking the capsule.
Yeah, you gotta go raw, guys.
Cheers.
So,
my bits that I cut up are a little bit bigger than Liz's.
we get it from a local farm. It comes frozen. And we just unthaw it, cut it into like 0.1 ounce pieces, maybe a little bigger, Rob's doing now. And then refreeze that, the individual pieces on a cookie tray in the freezer, obviously. And then put it into a bag so that the pieces are frozen individually. They're easier to just pick out, put in a little dish, let them unthaw a bit, and then swallow them with water. It's interesting because they don't taste like anything and they don't smell like anything, whereas the capsules actually had a flavor and smell. So, just saying, it's full of lots of great things. We used to take all sorts of vitamins and minerals and supplements. Really, now we're down to the raw beef liver. Here, I'll show you guys this Master mineral drink that I found from somebody I follow on Instagram. It's mostly magnesium. Excuse me. Out of the fridge, out. Jeez, okay, mostly magnesium with a little bit of potassium and sodium. This specific formula allows for the highest absorption and utilization over any other magnesium on the market. Magnesium is responsible for 42% of our body's enzymatic reactions. It's important, y'all. And Shilajit, which is resin from the same company. Resin that's excreted from the mountains at high elevations when it gets hot. And it is just packed full of wonderful goodness. It helps, I think, kind of like just keep you detoxed, and then also detoxes heavy metals from your body. Every once in a while, we'll do some broken cell wall chlorella tablets. And then we've got some whole food vitamin C. I'll take that every once in a while. And really that's it for me, guys. I've been doing some vitamin E as well every once in a while. But it's really liberating to feel like I'm getting more nutrients from just our food. Over the weekend, it frosted. We got our first frost. And the celery, was in our garden. I think Rob started this from seed. He wasn't sure if it was gonna do anything, but we found a random spot in the garden and he put the sprouts in that he had were about that big when he planted them. And they have been in there, let's see, May, June, July, August, September, 5 months. That's kind of wild. But I'm processing it now. These are all just leaves here. And then I've taken the stems from this pile here, and then I still have all this to process yet. I think if we freeze this, it might last us the year to make broth and soup. And then I think now we'll use it to make some potato salad or something like that, because right now we can make potato salad from our own potatoes, our own onions, our own celery, and our own eggs. How cool is that? So that's on the list for today. And then I'm gonna show you guys where we just moved our chickens for the winter. Also, just a little update in case you're new here. I'm Liz, this is Max, Charlie, and Lulu. Sadly, we lost Mary last year, and she is resting in peace right across the pond over there in the animal grave. And that's Rob. When I first bought that tallow balm, Rob literally thought I was crazy. But tallow turns out has all sorts of great benefits and uses, and I think it's something like, it's very similar to our skin's oil, so it soaks in really nicely. Over the weekend, we had to quick winterize the chicken's house. We moved them all into the chicken tractor, guys. I don't know if anybody's ever done this, but we winterized the John Suscovich chicken tractor and added 2 roosts. And then we had this grand idea that if we were gonna put the new hens in with the older hens, that they should all be in a new space, new to them, for all 22, so that they weren't like fighting like territorial. So we figured it was the perfect time to get everything out of the garden and put them in here and get them started cleaning up the garden for us. That's why, well, it frosted too. So we pulled the celery out, we picked all the peppers that we could, and here it is, guys. So we added plastic all around the outside of this chicken tractor. Zip ties, guys, once again have come in handy on the farm. We left a little bit on both ends to vent. They're already going to work. Look at this. Almost totally clean. So there's actually plenty of room. We did one along this end here, and then Rob didn't have his screw gun, so he nailed this in temporarily. We didn't have it here at the house when it was going to frost the other night, and it's working fine like that. I think eventually it will need support, so we might have to move it. But then we just added the nesting boxes from the chickshaw here. We put 2 crates underneath, so they are elevated a little bit. They're finding their spots. They're doing great in here together. They still have a lot of work to do over here. We opened this up just yesterday. They had all of this for the last couple of days. I think they're digging it, literally.
What about Ben the hen? Do you think Ben is a hen or Ben is a rooster?
Yeah, the big question, y'all, is Ben a hen or a rooster? What do you think? Leave a comment below. Are you Ben the hen? This is our beautiful rooster, the McMurray surprise that we got with our other hens that we ordered. These guys here, these blue ones here. Ben has big feet. I think he might be a rooster, but if you remember, he was in with the meat birds because he was so tiny, and we were worried about putting him in with even the new hens. So we left him in with the meat birds so he wouldn't get bullied. And now his feathers are just, they're still. I have to come in and put him up on the roost every night because he can't even fly up on the roost because he doesn't have enough feathers yet. It remains to be seen.
Ben's giving Bluey some.
I saw that, some flax. The celery was completely and totally new, kind of an afterthought. I'm just so thrilled that it worked out, and we're gonna be able to freeze celery and have our own celery for our broth and our soup this winter. So that was a new thing. Another new thing was Rob read about doing pole beans at the end of the season, like right around when you're getting your corn, so that as the corn stalks were dying, the pole beans would just climb up those and you'd have another crop, and it worked. So that was another new thing. I think we just got the pole beans in a little late and then it frosted.
Yeah,
so we
we
have
did.
gotten a few.
They climbed right up though, and they were producing beans. But we got
I think
nailed by groundhog down here too.
Oh yeah, we would have had a crop when they were coming up here, but something came and ate the whole bottom. So we got a few beans off of the very tops up here. But then I think it frosted early, didn't it?
How cool is this too? We got our own corn we grew, and I let some of it dry on the stalks, and the chickens just love it. I'm so excited about my chicken snacks.
We are just thrilled to have the freezer full of chicken, a giant box full of potatoes still in the back room. We've been eating off of those for weeks now. Celery.
Good job, Rooster.
Celery that we're about to freeze. We've got an abundance of food this year. We did try harder than we've ever tried to make the garden work, and I think it did great.